time's it? It's time to write a letter to your future self because it is basically the middle of the year. You didn't see that coming, did you? Hi, my name is Jessica and I talk about all things reading, writing, and life, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Should have put that in the beginning, but never mind. Okay, so today was inspired partly by my imagination and partly because I recently picked up this lovely book from a thrift store and I don't know why. It just appealed to me. It is The Correct Guide to Letter Writing by a member of the aristocracy. Why they decided to write it, nobody knows. And it is from 1954. So yes, this is a rather ancient copy of a book that is no longer really relevant because even Denmark is apparently shutting down their postal system because nobody uses it, which is very, very funny to me because the South African postal system sucks. I don't know a single African country, like I could stand under correction, please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about this, but I don't know of a single African country that has a well-functioning postal system anymore. Apparently ours used to be very good, but that was before my time. At this point in time, I cannot even buy stamps at my local post office because nobody comes in to buy postal stamps. So that is the level at which this is no longer very relevant. It's also over 70 years old. So wait, is that right? I'll put the math here because my math's not mathing. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about writing a letter to yourself because I genuinely am... Okay, so my love languages are touch and then words of affirmation. So if I am feeling blue, I go back over messages that someone sent me, or I've recorded sometimes like affirmations that people said over me on my birthday, and I will go back over that. And something that I've noticed is when I write a letter to my future self and I'm encouraging myself about it, then I remember who I am. Like it's really hard to explain. I feel like the words of affirmation people who are watching this are gonna kind of get it really quickly, and those who are not words of affirmation are just gonna be like, well, what in the world are you talking about? But I mean, like, for those of you who aren't like looking for the affirmation side of it, this is really great for goal tracking and for, you know, encouraging yourself to continue on and just saying to your future self, I believe in you. And I think while you're writing it, it's good for you, and while you're reading it in the future, it is also good for you. So I'm gonna give you some tips on what you can write in case you're stuck. Now, if you're not stuck, then just take this as your sign to write those letters. That's all I'm saying. But if you are a little bit stuck about like, what in the world am I supposed to write to myself? This is where the correct guide to writing a letter to yourself by a member of not the aristocracy comes in. Okay, I would not go so far as to say it's the correct guide. I don't think there is a correct guide to this sort of thing, but I think one thing you just have to remember is not to break yourself down. There are enough people in this world who are going to break you down for no good reason at all that you should not be one of those people to yourself. Like, you just should not be. Stop it. Stop it. I'm serious. All right, so for the first thing that I want to say is when you're writing to yourself, remember not to be fake. Because if I'm reading back a letter that I wrote to myself, even if it was 2-3 years ago, I'm gonna recognize if I'm being fake. I'm gonna recognize if I'm just trying to pretend that I am happy with myself or my own circumstances. So if you're in a bad mood, don't write yourself a letter. Or unless you can overcome that in some way with an encouraging note of like, I'm having a really bad day right now, but I'm just so hoping for you that you're having a good day. And what I believe that you are capable of in the future is great things. It is amazing works of bravery and strength, and you are a warrior, and you are a beautiful warrior, and you are handsome, and you are intense, and you are, you know, like, turn it to something good. These letters are not for condemnation. These letters are not for even your self-justification. This is not a journal entry. This is not where you're going to be laying out your, these are the things that are bothering me right now. Like, I didn't participate in the trend, unfortunately. I really should have. Maybe I should still do it. But that trend where I met my younger self for coffee, I loved that poetry prompt because it's like looking at who you were and like moving past that and seeing how you've changed. Like, how would you have reacted in those days? And I think So what I would say is tip 2 is don't be afraid to be very uniquely you now and to believe in your future self. This is not a journal entry. I cannot stress that enough. Not a journal entry. But it is a moment of perhaps self-reflection, or it is a moment of self-encouragement. Like I said, be your own cheerleader. We need friends. We need to know our own worth besides the friends, okay? Take these things into consideration. Now, what I would say is important in a letter to yourself, now you get different categories of letters to yourself, so please, if you're not doing this kind of a letter, just move on. But one is do a letter which is to say if you are feeling in X emotion, open this letter. So then you write that on the envelope that you're putting the letter into. So for example, if I were to write a letter, like write a letter, okay. If I were to write a letter to myself right now, I might say, open this letter when you feel stuck. And then just explain to this person who is you in the future that being stuck is not a permanent state. To remember all the times that you've been stuck. To remember all the times that you have overcome these things and all the tips that you have accrued through that. Take some time to impart some wisdom that you know you're probably going to forget. Or if you're in a really good mood and you're writing a letter to yourself, write a letter to yourself if you genuinely don't think that you're ever going to be happy again. Like, open this if you are super depressed and you don't feel like you're going to make it. Then you write a letter to say, listen, I've been where you are right now. I know what you're going through and I know it's so hard, but there is still hope. There's still hope because I have come out of it. I have won. And you're writing it to yourself, so you're gonna be like, we, us, have won every single one of the battles that we have faced. We have survived them. We may not have won, okay? I'll admit it. Some of those battles were total losses, but we have survived every single time, and I am proud of us. And I know that you will be too when you get through this. You're gonna look back and you're gonna say, I got through this. I made it through it again. Isn't that beautiful? Like, you can be your own, I don't know, motivational speaker. These letters are not a thing that you're trying to break yourself down. That's another thing. Like, you can have one open if your grades suck, if you're still in school or you're in uni or whatever. Open if you got like an awful grade. And then you tell yourself that your grades are not what define you as a person. You tell yourself all the things that you know you will forget in that moment. I think that's the kind of vibe that I want to put out with this video and with like the letter writing itself. Like, take the time to tell yourself the things that you believe now and you know are true with your heart of hearts, but you know you're about to forget. The things that you know you will forget when you're in a bad mood, or when you go through a breakup, or when you have really bad grades, or when your parents yell at you. Like, put the things down that mean the most to you, that you truly, truly believe. Again, do not be fake. Do not be fake with yourself. Never, ever, 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 ever be fake with yourself, because you're gonna know you're fake with yourself and it's not gonna mean as much. Okay? So I'm getting super passionate about this. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just trying to explain to you guys that it is very valuable to write these letters for yourself and to encourage yourself with them. So yeah. And then, I mean, you could write experiences. That's another type of letter that you can write for yourself. Write about, oh, today I went shopping and it was just amazing and I felt so uplifted and I saw that life can be good again. Or write a letter to yourself to open when you're really feeling low and just be like, your emotions are valid. You're allowed to feel horrible sometimes and it's going to suck sometimes, but you will get through this. I think I'm being very repetitive now, so I think I'm gonna end the video there, but I hope you guys got a little bit of value out of this, and go and write those letters to yourself, because in however many weeks you're going to be picking them up again. Look, in the southern hemisphere where I am, it's winter. So in the winter, we are sad and we are lethargic. We all know this, okay? I'm sitting here in cold weather and I am, well, it's not that cold, but I'm a little bit chilly right now. So write a poem about spring and then open it on spring day, or write letters to your friends. These like, I am a big fan of paper letters, dead trees that have been written on, you know? New life for dead trees. I am a big fan. I am on this way too much. It is not healthy, okay? It's not healthy. People, get off your phone. I know you're watching this video. When you're finished with this video, get off your phone. Okay, I'm talking too much. Basically, write the letters. Do it, because it is good, it is awesome, it is right, and it's going to benefit you in the future. So for you who are in summer right now, I just want to say, write yourself a summer day, like this, like an experience that you had on a summer day that you really loved, and then open it in winter. It might make you sad, or it might make you happy. You need to do some introspection on that, actually. Figure out whether it's gonna make you sad or happy before you do it. I think that would be good. Anyways, I love you guys lots. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!